that leads us to the next foundation, which is about kingdom work. And I guess even just before you get to that, all of these foundations inform us for a changed behaviour. We get organised different, we do things differently, and now you want to talk about, you know, what kingdom work looks like, I suppose.
Again, to reiterate, which of course if you watch this, you're going to find me doing this an awful lot. We said right at the beginning, the thing emanates from who God is. So he's like a marriage, and he grows things like family. But why? We're now coming really, the purpose that comes out of this, and which is, you know, it is a pattern that leads to his purpose, is the increase of his government. You know, he's an everlasting Father. The increase of his government will never end. And so, and how was that done? Well, we see in creation, it says, you know, fill the earth and subdue it. But how was that done? Well, basically, they started to farm the land. So they started to increase his government by doing good work that he put in front of them to do it. They did worship, in terms of what we would call worship, you know, and of course Cain and Abel had a dispute about how they worshipped. But the reality is the way they served God was actually to get on with doing work. And it's very important we get hold of this, that work was there before the fall. Because it mirrors God. God is always at work. Jesus told us that. The increase of his government never ends. From when we started this tape to when we finish it, his government's increased. It's not that we make his government, it's increasing anyway. Oh, it increased again. The issue is, do we recognise it? When Jesus said, I always see what the Father is doing, and I do what the Father is doing, it's because he was the one that always saw the way God's government was increasing. So what that means is, when you go to work, what God wants from you, actually, is that you watch to see the way he wants to govern. You watch it increase, and you join with him in it. So it doesn't matter whether you're an accountant, or you're a professional sportsman, or you're CEO of a company, or you're cleaning someone's loos. Actually, in some way or other, God wants his government to increase in that situation, his rule and benefit. So maybe they become, you know, the best loos on the block. But whatever happens, his government is increasing. So that's what it means by kingdom work. We increase the ability for God to dwell in that place, because it's the right reflection of the way God is, i.e. his goodness. It becomes good news. So I come back to what I said before. Your accounting firm will be good news to people. They won't just do their accounts. You're CEO of a business. You'll become good news to the people you employ, and so on and so on. You get the picture. And that's what it means to join in God's kingdom work. It actually, which is one of the things we often use, it creates what we call wealth, which is more than just profit. As a matter of fact, and credit where credit's due here, James said this to me before, actually, if business really is about profit, which is, I know, the standard thing about there, then for those people who say they follow Jesus, there's a real problem. Because that means they're governed by mammon in their business. Money is deciding their policy. We often say, because we've had this conversation before, no, business is about increasing God's rule, which is about the increase of wealth, which includes profit, otherwise you can't sew back in. But actually it's more than that. It's about job satisfaction. It's about good relationships. It's about feeling significant. It's about people being honoured. It's about people being who God created them to be. That's what real kingdom work and kingdom wealth is about.
Very good. And I just want to pick up on that and ask you, because I think often we think that work is not spiritual. Or I've heard people say you can't be called to work. What you're suggesting here is that actually work is actually a very vital part of the extension of the kingdom.
Well, absolutely, and in a sense there's not much more to say than that. It isn't just a part of the extension of the kingdom, this is how we extend the kingdom. God is at work, his kingdom increases, we're at work. The only question remains is, are you working at doing what he's asking you to work at?